Dr. Lisa, Launch Your Income Agency. Friends, thank you so much for joining. We're going to talk all things going live in just a few minutes. Thank you all for being here. Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to get to talking and chatting in just a few minutes about the live stream process. So let me know if you have questions as we get started. I always want to answer questions for my viewers. So let's see what is going on today. We're going to talk a little bit about the live streaming process. I'm so excited. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get to talking in a second. I want to make sure I could answer questions for you all. So let me know if you have any questions. We're going to get to talking and chatting. Appreciate everybody coming in. Let me know what's going on your way. And I have got a couple meetings going on today, so I want to make sure I stay on top of things. So let me know if you have any questions, friends. And hello, how you doing, Michelle? How's everything going, friend? Appreciate you joining me today. Looking at my calendar. How's everything going? Hello. You saying hi to Prospect. Appreciate you, friend. You know, that's the other account. I always kind of let that one come in and say hi lately. That's been my new little tip. Let's see something. I was checking my calendar to make sure I attend a meeting. I have a meeting today, so I was just making sure I had it on my calendar. Okay, so it's an evening meeting. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's tonight at 8. I gotta remember that placeholder. Okay. So the time difference, I gotta put a note for that. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for a reminder on my screen. Hello, friends. Thank you all for joining the live. I appreciate you all being there. Let me know if you, we're going to thank you, Michelle, because I was just about to do it, friend. Just about to do it. How you doing, friends? Thank you so much. You said I'm waiting. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining the live. How you doing? You said good evening. Where are you located? You said evening. For me, it's morning. Okay, India. Okay, awesome. I'm in Florida, so just trying to figure out where the evening is starting for you. Awesome. Well, welcome. You said I got you. I know. I saw it. I was like, it's about to delete this. People playing on the screen. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Dr. Lisa, Launch Your Income Agency. We're going to talk all things live streaming in just a few minutes. Make sure you, as housekeeping, make sure you like the live, comment something kind, and then also subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed, click that subscriber button so that you can get notifications of when I go live. There's a bell that you can click on when I go live and when I post content. And my moderator, yes, Michelle Crochets, is also here. So please welcome her and connect with her because she can give you tips and strategies on how to optimize your YouTube channel and also brand yourself for your target audience. The Idea Barista is also here. Thank you so much, friend, for being here. Appreciate you joining the live stream. And so we're going to talk all things live in a second. Couple things in terms of housekeeping. Make sure that you are commenting professional. Okay, so this is a professional channel, so we're going to stay on topic. We're going to stay focused. So let me know if you have questions surrounding live streaming. I'm going to co-stream in just a few minutes on TikTok, and we're going to get to talking and chatting over there. And then if you are under 18 years and older, I say this is not the channel for you. This is not the live stream. You want to be of age so you can fully interact and you can actually go live on TikTok. TikTok is what I talk about primarily because I am a creator network agency, meaning that that's a free program that helps you in terms of going live and also growing in the live streaming space, specifically on TikTok. So let me know if you have questions. In the meantime, I love answering questions. I love connecting with all of you all. So let me know if there's any questions. And then, like I said, we're going to get to talking and chatting. I appreciate all the engagement. And if you are sitting here now listening to every word I say, go ahead and click that like button so I know you're here. Go ahead and like the live. And then obviously, if you have not subscribed already to the channel, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get notifications of when I post content and I go live by also clicking that bell. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you for the engagement. Okay. What you say? Way to work. What did you say? Wait, you're on your way to work. Gotcha. On your way to work. Gotcha. Um, so yes, so keep making sure that you're engaging with comments and also liking the live. And hey guys, I hit 650 subscribers. You know what? I'm happy about that. I'm happy. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Like I said earlier, make sure you like the live, comment, and subscribe. I was just sharing that I hit 650 subscribers, and that's really because people are coming here and engaging. So I love it. I appreciate it. I don't talk about the YT as much as I used to when I was in my TikTok profile. So a lot of my community is over at May 651. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate the support, friend. Thank you for that. So yeah. So I'm growing, and I talk about the live streaming because essentially the main tenets of live streaming is just being consistent, being engaging with your community, as well as making sure that you're adding quality value to the conversation. So you want to make sure people are connecting with you and what you have to offer. So I share that because I do this every day. I do it twice a day, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And I want you to grow. I'm trying to grow. We're all growing here in this space. So thank you for that. I appreciate everybody being here. Let's stay focused on the conversation, Janet. Let me know if there's other questions you have about live streaming. See, my moderator, Michelle, she has zero tolerance for non-professional comments. So keep it professional. I appreciate you all doing that. And we're going to stay focused because that's what this space is all about. We're talking about growing and being a larger community and helping you understand how to build your community. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So like I said earlier, I do co-stream. So this is where I'm on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So I'm on YouTube right here. This becomes a playlist so you guys can go back and watch it. I do make my videos public. Right now, some of them are private, but I make them public, and I'm going to be putting more content out there for you guys to engage with. And then if you are curious about live streaming or curious about TikTok and the Creator Network that I have an agency for, you're welcome to engage in that as well. You're welcome to come over and connect with me there and then join. It's a free program. All you have to do is apply. If you are accepted and meet TikTok's criteria, you can join. So that's what I'm going to talk about here. Let me know if there's other questions, friends. In the meantime, like I said, make sure you like the live. That lets YouTube know you're here because unless you guys put a comment in, I say this every time, unless you put a comment in, I don't know you guys are here. So it's just me kind of talking to me. And so it's almost like as if I should just make this a recording and that's it. But on TikTok, you get that engagement. So the questions help, engagement help, all that matters to making sure that the live stream is successful. So I teach and talk about that as well. You want to make sure you're engaging with your audience. So everyone here, thank you so much for chatting. And like I said, keep the comments professional. We got people from all over the world engaging. So keep the comments professional. And again, make sure you like the live, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button and bell. Okay? And then my moderator, Michelle, she is on it this morning. So she is definitely checking the chat and making sure you guys are keeping things professional. Okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. You're going to start yours up one day. Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you all being here. Let me know if there are questions to support. Okay. So let me know if there's questions to support as well. All right. So let's do this. We're going to go live. We got a couple things to talk about. I'm in a growth phase, so this is where I see myself. So from a TikTok perspective and from a YouTube perspective, I just said that there's 651 of you all who have subscribed to the channel, and maybe a few more if you guys click that subscriber button. And so here's the reality of this: in order for you to grow, you got to keep showing up. You got to keep engaging with your community. And if you are looking to grow fast, there's some things you need to do to making sure that you are tapping into how the algorithm is performing. So I talk about that because currently TikTok is focused on TikTok Shop. So I turn on my shopping cart so that way there's a little bit more traffic coming to my live stream. And obviously, I'm looking to grow when it comes to community and people in the agency, as well as being intentional about supporting people who are currently coming back. So we talk about different ways you can grow. And so that is one of those tricks that are out there. It's not really a trick, it's just really what's happening with the algorithm. They're pushing more traffic towards shoppable lives. So I have been turning on my shopping cart. I have to admit, I am more of a reluctant shopping cart person turner oner because I don't want the algorithm to get confused in that way. Okay, so I want the algorithm to make sure that it is staying focused on my topics at hand. So when I turn on the shopping cart, I try to keep my products and my topics still leaning towards live streaming and content creation. So the products I have in there are talking about that. So I try to make sure that everything's all related and connected. But again, because the algorithm right now is focused on the holiday, the fall deals, holiday shopping, Black Friday for the U.S. is about to happen next month, and so a lot of attention is focused on that. So I just try to stay true to that, knowing that that is where the algorithm is focused right now as well. So so with that, the shopping cart is on today. It'll probably be on. We'll see, because I didn't have it on as much, and I saw a dip in terms of my visibility. So I recognize that, and I'm now thinking a little different this week. So we'll see. I may shift back. No, I may. I go back and forth. I vacillate between the two things because I know to a certain extent, everything you do on TikTok in particular is sending a signal to say, here's what I'm looking for, here's what I'm doing, here's what I'm watching, here's what I'm searching, all the things. So all that kind of creates how the algorithm sees you. So I try to be cognizant of that. So that was an insider tip for you, my YouTube folks. I'll probably reiterate that on TikTok as well. TikTok wants what they want. I know, I know. Yes, you got to feed the beast. I tell people that you got to feed the beast, and sometimes you just got to give it in. You got to give in. Michelle is my moderator. Yes, Michelle Crochets is my moderator. She'll be here with us for about the probably another 10 minutes or so. So she's usually with us if I start on time for about 30 minutes. So when I don't start on time, we miss out on having her join us and support, and she has to get back to her day. But I appreciate you all who are currently still with me. Again, as you have questions, let me know. There are some of our other friends in the chat as well. And so we want to keep it professional. I do look at the chat. So I'll tell you right now, if the comments are not professional, I click you're in timeout. So I just say that. So, but if you are here listening now, make sure you have liked the live and you have commented hello, something professional, as well as subscribe to the channel. Okay. Thank you so much, friends. And make sure you're 18 years and older. That's the other rule. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all joining. And we are going live on TikTok. So we're about to go live over there. Appreciate you all being here. Welcome to this what's today? Monday morning. I forget what the day was. Thank you all for being here. I am Dr. Lisa, Launch Your Income Agency. Let me know if you have any questions about going live. We are talking all things live streaming this morning. Let me know if you're nervous, afraid, shy, scared, introverted. We are going to go live and help you go live with ease and confidence, friends. So let me know if there's any questions as you come in. I'm tapping my screen, sharing my live out. Let's see, getting my screen set up. Hey Trisha T, how are you, friend? How's everything going? I noticed you said yesterday you were really busy. It was a busy morning. How you doing, Dorothy? Appreciate everybody joining the live. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, everybody coming in. How you doing, friend? So, you guys, I was saying earlier, I have my shopping cart on again, so we're going to talk about that. I posted some content before I went live. Coach Linda, how are you, friend? Long time no see. I don't know if you're just stopping through for a moment, but I hope all is well for you. Um, Thank you so much for being here. It was a busy day, fell asleep, and I missed the meeting. Oh, that's okay. I'd say sometimes that happens, friend. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for the likes, the shares. I'm going to share out my live as well. So as a beginner live host, you always want to share out your live. You want to communicate to your community that you are live, and those who can join you, they will. So that's the beauty of it. And that's for both platforms. You can share your live out on the YT as well. So I say that because I think it's important for people to know, especially if you have another account or if you have some other people joining, you want to encourage sharing out the live. And I'm sharing my live out. I always send a message too, so I'm multitasking. Thank you all who are joining the live. I appreciate you all. I just shared it out to some group chats. How are you? Hello. Yes, wanted to say hello. Thank you for that. I appreciate your friend. Thank you for the support. Thank you for that. And how's everything going for you? How's everything going? Um, and thank you all for sharing out the live as well. I appreciate all the support when with sharing out my live. How you doing, Dr. Laura? How's everything? All right, friends. Thank you for that daily. Heart me. Happy Monday, everybody, as we get started on this new week. We are in week 12, week 12 of the agency, the Creator Network Agency. So I'm so proud of the growth that's happened. I think we're officially at 128 people who have signed up. Not everybody going live like they're supposed to, but thank you, friend. Not everybody's going live, but we're going to get them there. They're going to see. They're going to wake up one morning and be like, okay, wait a minute. I missed out on all that time I should have been going live. I could have been growing and building my community. Hello, friend. And so that's okay though, because they'll jump on the bandwagon at some point and realize, hey, this is not as hard as they made it seem. Okay, all you have to do is keep showing up. Got my wireless helper. I love it. Hey, got mine too. I do love it. I do love it. I have to admit, it is a game changer. It definitely is a game changer. So I was telling you I was gonna keep the wireless downstairs, but I have it up here. So I'm gonna use the other one downstairs. But it's nice. It's nice to have. I don't know, maybe I have to get a second one because I'm up here and downstairs quite a bit. And so when I'm downstairs, I'm usually sitting on the sofa, but then I have to be tethered to a cord. So it's better to have the wireless one downstairs. Hey Janine, how you doing, friend? So it's better to have the wireless one downstairs. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But you can see I did turn on my shopping cart. The wireless one is in my shopping cart. So I always say, I was sharing with my YT people when I started here that you know, essentially I'm turning on the shopping cart this week. We're gonna see how this goes because I recognized last week was kind of a lower week with term in terms of sometimes I turned it on, sometimes I didn't. And then I've told you guys that TikTok is definitely shifting traffic to the shops. So I'm seeing the difference. I just ordered mine. Did you really? Okay. Hey, Leanne, how are you? Good morning. Good Monday morning. And so because of that, I recognize how the algorithm is operating. You gotta honor the fact that hey, if this is what TikTok is doing, then at some point you're gonna either have to get on board or not. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can get on board a little bit more. I'm just very hypersensitive to letting the algorithm think that I'm trying to shift this to shop all the time. So I think I'm just nervous about that aspect of it because I kind of been in that boat before with setting up my other shop page. And so I'm trying to be sensitive about how I treat this account. So that's why I was reluctant. Rising Sunshine, how you doing, Knowledge? Appreciate you being here. Thank you all for coming in. So we'll have some new eyes that come into the room. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the donuts, Trisha T. Appreciate that, friend. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you as well. Because I was about to be on it. He said, I am phenomenal. Appreciate that. Thank you for the follow as well. Thank you for the daily heart me. So if you guys are new to my chat, go ahead and say I'm new. I know we're going to get some new people that come through because again, I have the shopping cart on. So I always want to make sure I honor helping my new folks. We talk about TikTok tips and strategies. You just heard me talk about the shopping cart in particular. So if you do have TikTok shop, not that you have to become a shop account, but again, you want to get more visibility. And so because the algorithm right now is shifting traffic to shop when it comes to shoppable lives and people engaging in that way. They have the fall deals running. Next month, we're going to be all about Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And then we're going to be into the last minute holiday shopping season in December. And so because of that, you got to make sure that if you have the ability to get more visibility, that means turning on your shopping cart, having that as another way for people to get eyes on your account, eyes on your page, and as you're engaging with people, you get, new followers, building your community in that way. So that's what that's about. And so I recognize that about TikTok. And it's something that I did try to run from, but now I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll do things a little differently. Still staying consistent. Today's conversation, my friends, Leanne, are you still in the room? Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate all y'all coming through. We had a great conversation. Leanne was up late at night. I was visiting some of y'all. And so I said, you said I'm here. I said I would talk a little bit about leagues. So I do want to talk about that. I want to talk about leagues. I'll talk about the shields and the fragments and stuff like that. And just so that you guys get a better understanding of that. I have I have been one of the live hosts that have definitely not focused and centered a lot of my time and energy on leagues, or even to a certain extent the gift gallery, because and not that I say you shouldn't. Now as an agency person, I would say you actually should. But in order for you to be successful, anything on this app, the foundation of this app and how you engage is all about building your community. That's it. That's the foundation. So if you just show up and not really focus on the building part of this, building your community and connecting with people and engaging with people, then you miss the whole point. You miss the whole point. And so to be successful in that way, it means that you have invested the time, effort, and energy in terms of building, creating that foundation. And you got to have a strong foundation for you to see yourself grow. Okay, so that's the first thing. I want to acknowledge that and honor that, because my page has been focused on new people on the app, new people just understanding how to click the go live button, or how to understand, how to put a comment in, how to get your daily heart rate, those type of things. And so just honoring and recognizing that there are people who are like totally new to this, that have never sent a gift before, okay, that don't even know how to put coins on their account. So we're talking about people who are just that unfamiliar. And so that's where I've been centering a lot of my time and effort in helping people understand just the overall viewer experience and engagement, as well as the role of a live host. So when you talk about leagues and gift galleries and stuff like that, then you're now talking to a person that has gotten past how to put coins on my account. Okay. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you, Curly. How you doing, friend? Thank you, Curly Mama Digital Marketing. Thank you so much. How you doing, friend? You're new to going live. I appreciate you, or coming on a live stream, or due to TikTok. Maybe I should say that. Thank you so much. How you doing, Muku? So thank you all for coming in. Nika Grace, it didn't show you were live. Really? And I shared my live. Yeah. TikTok be nice. TikTok is not being nice today. It's all good, y'all. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Nika. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all as well. Thank you for visiting from the UK. Um, so let's see. I don't know why TikTok did that. How you doing, Muku? How you doing, Moonlight? I appreciate you all. You said, hold on, somebody, I saw a comment come through. It said, Muku said, I got my first shield. Woohoo! Look at you. Awesome, friend. Look at you. You're D4. You climbed up. You went up a level. Nice, nice. I love it. I love it. That's what it's about. So I said today I was going to talk about leaks. I'm going to spend some time there. We're going to try to do a little deeper of a dive into it. So I want you guys to kind of understand what's going on, okay? As you're climbing. You want to climb intentionally. So we'll talk a little bit about the climbing process. It showed me you were live. It did show you I were live. I was live. Yeah, because you was like here, like instantly. You was like, Dr. Lisa live. So I appreciate that. So other friends coming in the room. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you all being here. Sultry Nana, Unwritten Unstoppable as well. Coach Rhonda, y'all all came in. Is it in? Is it Andy? How do you say that, Andy? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, friends. All right, so we're gonna talk about this because like I said, I was in a meeting yesterday. Thank you so much for that mustache. The title gifter. Appreciate your friend. Thank you for that. Yes, so the gift gallery has reset, so we'll talk about that as well, just so that you guys understand the gift gallery. Thank you. Hi, friends. Hello, hello, friends. that are coming in. Make sure you guys like the live, comment, and subscribe as well. Thank you for all the shares. I appreciate that. So here's the deal. So let's talk about gift gallery, and we're gonna talk about the um, leagues as well. So we were chatting last night. How you doing, the voice guru? Thank you all for the shares and the like. We were chatting last night, late last night, in Leanne's room, and there was a whole conversation because Leanne actually stayed on. Thank you. Appreciate the title, gifter. Leanne actually stayed on when the live stream, when the league changed over. She stayed on past midnight. So that means her daily heart me reset. That means her gift gallery. We were actually changing over anyway. When she ended the live, she was going to see that she had a new gift gallery that came about, which was going to be a D2 gift gallery. She was in D3 and was going to be a D2. And honestly, the only difference is that it just changes the number. The gift gallery actually stays the same for D, all of D 54321, all of C 54321, and then B and A, they have different gift galleries as well. So we'll talk about that because that also your gift gallery stays the same based on that particular alphabet that you're in for the leagues. But your I mean, sorry, for what league you're in. So the D's are the same, the C's are the same, B's are the same, and A's are the same. However, your league is just progressing, and so you're leaguing up, you're getting shields. So think of it almost like when you think about sports for because the term used to be welcome to my team. TikTok used the vernacular of teams. We were all teams. We weren't fans. Okay? So because we were in a team environment, they had these leagues that you were in. So again, the sports analogy. So when you think about being in a league, you said I dropped to D2 and I can't get out of D to save my life. Let me help you, friend. We're gonna talk through this because I want you guys to recognize that the leagues matter to your growth. But before you can grow, you need to build a community. Okay? And before, as you build a community, there are things you can do to kind of pull some levers so that you can move up in your league. Hello, Toya. How you doing, friend? To move up in your leagues. But again, it is about you having that community. So we're going to talk about all the connections, okay? Community is everything. It's everything. It's everything. So for a new person on this app, how you doing, Toya? Thank you for that daily harmony. Oh, I have special gifts in my gallery. Cute. Yes, because of the campaigns. I do too as well. They have the new campaigns going. So you see the Halloween ones, the pumpkins, and then you have the Magic Genie gifts. So thank you all for being here. Thank you so much, Michelle, for all the support this morning. It's been pretty active on the YT. So yeah, community is everything. So I want you to understand the community part. So here's what we're gonna say. So thank you, friend. Appreciate the Octobers as well. Here's what we're gonna say. So if you are in a league, so back to the whole sporting analogy. Will I go live today? Will I go live today? Would it cut you off, e-nurse? I'm not sure what you were saying. Thank you all for being here. Hey, Ann, you're new. Thank you for commenting, Ann. My new folks coming into the room. I appreciate that, friend. Let me know if you have questions. Your cook, travel, lifestyle, mom, and wife, daily reset routines. Let me know if you have questions, friend, about going live. You seem newer also because do you go live? Let me know if you go live, but you don't have any of the badges. So I'm assuming you're fairly new to the live stream, but welcome in. And anybody else joining, welcome to the live as well. If you're new to my live, so I'm explaining some things about leagues. So what I'm talking about, if you're new to going live, what I'm talking about is kind of an advanced topic. And I always recognize that, especially my new people who are still trying to figure out all of this going on. So this is somewhat of an advanced topic. And I want you guys to recognize that because I don't want my new folks to get hung up on leagues and what does it mean to league up. If you are still trying to go live and get engagement in your live and build a community. That's at its core. That is essential. Okay? So I just want you to recognize that. So the leagues, when you think about TikTok used to use the terminology teams. So think about a league. If you were in a sporting event, you're in a league, okay? So there's different leagues, okay, for any of the professional athletes or college or even high school. When you think about different divisions people are in. So if you're in a league, you're in a grouping of people who are at your same level. So my new people who start off on TikTok as a live host, as a creator that's going live, you start off at the lower level, which is D5. Everybody starts off at D5. Okay? So as you advance to D4, that means that you've done some things to let your to advance throughout that league within a 24-hour period. Thank you for the following, Jeremy. So there's two places you can see your league. Okay, so when you go live, there's a little section here. Do you guys see it? Let me know. Put a heart in if you see what I'm pointing to. It told you that I was in League C2 at 80%. Now you gotta actually check that. You gotta actually check because 80% will be not quite true. I'm gonna click it in a second. Yes, I just advanced to D4. Look at you, friend. Nice, nice. Okay, so y'all see where I was pointing to. It says C2, and then it says the shopping ranking, and then it says the daily ranking. It'll say the daily ranking. Each day on TikTok, it starts over at midnight. Okay, so it's a 24-hour clock. How you doing? Mixing it up with Gigi. So it's a 24-hour clock. And within that 24-hour clock, um, within that 24-hour clock, you are progressing with everybody else who is at your level. So I'm C2. Everybody who go live throughout that day that's in C2, I'm more or less competing with them. Because if I go live and the engagement happens in my live. Remember I talked about community. Community is doing the things that TikTok wants you to do. They're commenting, they're chatting, they're gifting, they're sharing your live out. They're tapping the screen. There's free support that they offer, but then there's also the support that they need coins for. They're grabbing that daily heart rate. They're sending the populars. They're sending other gifts. They're helping by sending gifts for your gift gallery. All of that support matters, and that's how you progress along the league for that 24-hour clock. Now, you put in the chat for me, what happens if you don't go live? What happens if you don't go live? Anybody? Put it in the chat for me. You need pop one more dog to get 20%. Yes, you're right. You're right. You will drop league. Yeah. You don't advance. You don't advance. Yeah, you drop. Thank you so much. There were some comments that got filtered. Exactly. So when people talk about they drop down, when people talk about, oh, I can't get out of this league, I'm still in the same league, I'm going to tell you, have you been going live? Have you missed some days? Have you? And so my favorite, she used the analogy as if it's a work, as if it's a job. Did you not show up for work? So you can't complain about dropping or not advancing if you're not showing up. So again, that's why I don't stress it, because some people ain't ready to put in the work and show up. So if you're not showing up, then yeah, you're not going to advance. You are going to drop. So there's, you could stay at the same level by showing up. There's some things that you need to kind of consider. Even me, I need to consider changing some things if I want to advance. But you're not going to advance. You're going to stay at D5 or lower, or continue to drop down if you're not showing up. Okay? So that's the first thing I want to say. Well, you're a super fan here. You was a super fan in here. Oh, will be her. What does that mean? Thank you so much for being here, Wet and Fluffy. Appreciate your friend. Thank you for the title gifters, for the hand hearts. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Um, I went live 6 days and Sunday was not live. Okay, so you did enough to league up, probably during that week. So that was good, especially when you're in the D's. I'm no, no when you're in the D league, it's easier to league up. I'll say that much. It is a little easier, so it's kind of helping you move forward. So you'll see people who will quickly advance in the D league. Once you start getting the C league and the B league, things shift a little bit. You got to put in the work. Yep, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. Good morning. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday again. That cake, oh my gosh. And you should not have told me you were a neighbor. Cause that cake right there, that would be right up. She made a pineapple. So I'm talking about Sweetie Pie. Sweetie Pie had her birthday yesterday, so she made herself, cause she cooks online and she bakes and cooks online. She made herself a pineapple pound cake. Don't that sound good? And she had pineapple cream cheese, but was it buttercream icing drizzled on top of it? Don't that sound good, y'all? That sound good. I don't care what nobody say. That sound good. And it looked good. She pulled it on the screen. It was nice and spongy. You saw the pineapple chunks in it. Ooh, that cake looks so good. So let me just say, Trisha T does that to me as well. Trisha T's just too far away. Sweetie Pie, I might be knocking at your door, friend. You might have somebody pop up on you. So, but I appreciate you sharing that with us. That looks so good, friend. Okay, so let me go back to leaks. So when it comes to leaks, oh, thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Um, Thank you. It's gone already. That was a whole cake. You know what? Hey, Miss Jessie. Oh, that cake looks so good, y'all. Okay, so let me just say, leaks. So we're gonna get back to leaks. So when you're not consistent, it impacts your daily ranking. Okay, it impacts how you are showing up in the ranking. They were waiting and stalking at the house. Oh Lord. And they was like, "It's your birthday. We got to come and celebrate." So, all right, friends. So when you don't show up and you are part of, when you think about the whole ranking, daily ranking, you are essentially starting off at 99%. Okay. So let me show you real quick because I'm going to click mine. I clicked it once and I did a screenshot. So let me click it again. Okay. I was saying, okay, real quick, there's two ways to look at this, two ways to get to this. So my friends who are here, I'm telling y'all now how to look at your rankings because y'all gonna be like, Dr. Lisa, I can't remember what you said. There are two ways to find it, okay? Two ways. The first way, you actually can find it here where it says daily ranking. If you click it, it actually shares the league. And then it's gonna scroll, it's gonna show my league. See it right here, league 2, 80%. 80% is not where I'm at though. I'm actually higher. So that those little scrolling screens is a way to find it. Also, when you click my profile picture or any of your profile pictures, when you click your profile picture, if you click your gift gallery, so when I click my gift gallery, you see that it says right there, C2 gift gallery. If you look in the top of my gift gallery, it has C2 in the corner, the top left corner under my name. When I click my gift gallery, it shows this message that says, here's your C2 gift gallery, League C gallery. It's a League C gallery. At the bottom, it says view your league. It shows my league of where I'm at right now. I'm at 49%. That 80% is not true. I'm at 49% because it is a ranking that is moving along this path, okay, as you're in your live. I'm going to point this out for you guys so you guys can see it in real time, okay? And so as you're paying attention to your league, I'm going to point this out. So let me share my screen so you guys can see it, okay? I'm going to go to the wand and I am clicking effects. This is an effect. I'm clicking effects and I'm changing the effect to the green screen with the little person's hand up in the air. And you'll see where I can show an image on my screen. It's going to take my board away, but I now have this screen showing. Let me make it smaller so you guys can see it. And we'll talk through this a little bit, okay? I'm going to first of all point out to all of you, haven't seen leadership in a while. Yeah, I need to reach out to her. I haven't seen her in a while either. I don't think she was here much of last week. She might have went live earlier in the week. She doesn't do lives on the weekends. I know that much. First thing I'm going to point out to you all, okay? I always tell you where you can get the information. How you doing, Butch? Thank you for flying in. Thank you all who are here. If you're new in my live, drop a heart in the chat so I know you're new and you're taking in this information. So I appreciate you being here. This is kind of an advanced class, so I don't want to scare you guys off. Okay. This is an advanced class. So first of all, just understand this is advanced conversation. If you are super new, you're like, I'm still trying to figure out all this happening stuff. This is an advanced class. I can talk about the basics. Thank you so much. How you doing, Mariah? Thank you so much for being here. Okay, really quickly. I always point to the question marks. Okay? When you go live, when you're in your live, click the question mark. Everything I'm talking about is here. It's here for you. Okay? So, for the most part, I think there's some more definition type stuff they can add just to kind of clarify things. It's pretty comprehensive, but click the question mark just to get some more understanding how you're doing, Bloom, about leagues. I don't want you guys to miss out. Thank you for the Crystal Rose braids. I appreciate your friend. Always click the question mark. So it's there. It breaks this down so that way you guys can be like, I don't understand league. I don't understand what's happening. Some of it is still kind of, a gray area in terms of interpretation, but for the most part, it explains it. Okay? Thank you so much for the populars. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for the populars. TikTok is saying my phone is running hot. Interesting TikTok. All right. So here, so because I'm in the C League, remember I said it used to be this whole sporting analogy. We were talking about teams and all this other stuff before we became fan club members. Thank you so much for supporting the live goal. I appreciate everybody. And we're going to reset the goal. Thank you so much, everybody. So we used to be teams. So you would see the Daily Hartman said, join my team. So that's where the league conversation came from. So you're in a league. You're in the C League. For me, I'm in a C League. It goes D first. D is the lowest league. And there's 5 levels. There's D5, there's D4, there's D2, D3. I'm sorry, did I say it right? I think I said it bad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? 5 levels. Okay? So there's 5 levels for D. Then you go to C. There's 5 levels for C. There's C 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in 2. I could move up to 1. And then you get to B. There's B5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you get to A League. A League only has 3. Don't know why, but there's only 3. So there's 3, 2, 1. Okay? When you look at this, there are what they call these little diamond type things, these little diamond shapes. What do you call those? What kind of diamond is that, y'all? Put it in the chat for me. What diamond shape is that? I used to be a diamond girl. That's not a solitaire. This is a certain type of diamond shape. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Anybody know what diamond that is? Tell me what that is. But anyway, TikTok calls those fragments. Tiffany, as you said, it's a Tiffany cut. Is that a Tiffany cut? Is it? I don't know if that's considered Tiffany. Is that considered a Tiffany cut diamond? I'm talking about the one underneath, not the Superman symbol. But those fragments, you said princess cut. That's a princess cut diamond. Okay, princess cut. You're right. I think that is a princess cut diamond. So they call them fragments. Somebody said fancy. That's Coach Jesse. Jesse, there's a quick question about this when you have a minute. Coach Rhonda, you got filtered when you asked that question. It got filtered. I don't know how long ago you asked it, but you want to go ahead and ask your question, friend. I'm happy to answer. You did get filtered though. So the princess cut diamond is called a fragment. You said it's an octagon. No, it ain't an octagon. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 6. There's six sides. So yeah, so it's not quite. I think it's a princess cut. I was about to say hexagon. Okay, hexagon. That's what that is. But yes, so TikTok calls those fragments. So that is what they're referring to. And you see the little fragments down here where it says 1, 0, 1 and then 2. So yes, you're right. Okay. So those fragments, that's TikTok's language, is what you're collecting to essentially get to the next league. So you're going across this timeline and you start off at 99%, and then ultimately over here you get to 0%, and then you can league up potentially. I'm going to talk about that potentially in a second. Okay? So as you are engaging in your live stream, I said the diamond thing because that's what TikTok calls how you monetize. You're collecting diamonds. So that's what that is. And that's why that's shaped like a diamond, because you're collecting diamonds for that. And so just know that that's where that came from. So you're collecting diamonds. That's why you see the C as a diamond shape. That's what you're collecting. And to get along this timeline is because you collected diamonds. Okay? So that's what's happening. Oh, TikTok filtered Unica. Let's see. Got me all thrown off with the diamond shape. Hey, that's I'm explaining it because that's the language TikTok uses. You're collecting diamonds. To get these and get across this timeline is because you have collected diamonds to get there. Now we're gonna talk about how you collect diamonds in a second, because I want to go back to my whole community. Okay, it's about your community. So you're collecting diamonds. That's why that's shaped like a diamond, and that's why this is a fragment of a diamond. Okay, okay. So thank you all. Thank you for the follow, friends. You said I was 80% with engagement, and then I saw it go back to 99. Yes. So I'm explaining this whole 99 and 80% and all this other stuff because I want you guys to recognize. You said I'm dropping gems. Appreciate your friend. Exactly. Because I want you guys to be frustrated by this because it will frustrate you. It's something you got to pay attention to. Don't get me wrong. But if you are still growing, then this is something you can, don't stress yourself over. If you're still growing, you're still building your community, don't stress yourself over this, okay? You said literally. Okay, so I say that with all earnest because I don't want you guys to be like Dr. Lisa. Oh my gosh, you dropped and did this. It's a thing you got to pay attention to, but don't stress. I think it's very interesting. Exactly. So this timeline, this 90%, Janine, you said is what it frustrates me. Lord help me. Don't do it. Don't do it. And let me see. We'll get there in a second. I had my first panic attack over the fragments last night. It frustrates me. Lord, it's very stressful. Don't. I'm telling y'all. I've been doing this almost a year. I'm in C2, and I'm going to talk through this for you guys to understand. I'm in C2 because I recognize if I am going to move up, and this is where we're going to talk about the strategy a little bit too, then I would have to change my approach. So I'll talk through strategy in a second, but I've come to a space where I'm like, okay, either I'm going to change my strategy, change my approach, or I'm going to be comfortable where I'm at. And currently I've been sitting here, I'm comfortable where I'm at. It's either easier resolved or it's not. You can get there from day to day, or you can't. No stress. That's it. Yeah. It's either you're going to do or not do. Plain and simple. So, okay, let's get back to this. So this timeline is what you're paying attention to from 12 midnight to 11:59 the next day. Okay? So there are a league of people who are in C2. That's what I said. You're not competing by yourself. You're competing with other creators that are also at C2. And through that 24-hour clock, you are progressing as you go live. And we already said if you don't go live, you don't grow. You don't progress. You don't show up for work, you don't progress. If you don't show up for work and you don't have different protections like shields, I'll talk about that in a second, then you don't grow. You might even drop down. You might take a demotion. Okay? So that's what this is about. So this is telling you as a live host how you are showing up and performing. Thank you all who are joining. Thank you for the follows. I saw that. How you doing, Voice Guru? Appreciate you all. So you start off at 99% and you go to 0%. And along the way, you're collecting these fragments. You need 3 fragments to go to the next area, to the next level, next league. Now, here's the thing you got to keep in mind. He said, no PTO, you don't show up, you don't get paid. Exactly. You get a little PTO if you collect shields. That's your PTO. You said, I never knew it was competing until TikTok said I won. And I'm like, huh? Yes, that's what it is. Diamonds, gifts, equal leagues. Yep. PTOs are shields. Yep, that's the PTO. That's the shields. Yeah. That's the way you think of it. PTO and shields. So, okay. So, because you're at 99% throughout the day, throughout your live stream, you can grow. People are engaging, people are gifting. Gifts equal diamonds. Okay. So, depending on what people send, remember a percentage goes to TikTok and you keep a percentage. So, somebody asked this question a while back ago, and I think it's probably fair to assume a diamond is not one coin, so they're not equal. A diamond is probably equivalent to two coins. Is a little, maybe two and a half coins when you really think about it. So you're collecting diamonds, and you figure TikTok is going to take their cut, and then with those diamonds, and you'll see at the bottom, it'll say really low here, it says I almost need like 5,000 more diamonds, 4,600 diamonds needed to make it to the top 20% and get an additional fragment. So again, as you're collecting diamonds and you have engagement in your live stream, then you slowly move along this timeline. Okay? So that's what's happening. So again, you got to go live to move along that timeline, and you got to have engagement in your live. But in order to have engagement in your live, you got to have a community in your live. In order to have a community in your live, you got to talk to your community. You got to engage with your community. You got to get to know them. They got to get to know you. They got to want to come back. They want to click your daily heart me. They want to engage. They want to support your gift gallery. They're going to engage in that way. And then you collect diamonds, and then you collect fragments. Does all that make sense? Do I need to repeat that? So if you are not going live, you're not building a community. If you're not building a community when you do go live, then you're not getting engagement in your live. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta start with the community. You gotta start with you. You gotta start with that engagement. So that's why I said I don't stress about this, because I need you guys to start going live and building your community for you to even hone into this. And if you feel like you at this point, then I'm going to talk about strategy here. So put it if I get a fragment today, so I get to keep that tomorrow towards the goal. No. Let me explain that, because you can lose fragments, and you will lose fragments. Not at all. You said it makes sense. Okay. So if I get a fragment today, do I get to keep that fragment tomorrow towards the goal? No, not necessarily. So here's the deal. You're collecting fragments. Was a typo. Okay, gotcha. My question got filtered. Also, is the percentage fluctuating and what's happening with others in your league? Yes, that's what I said. You're competing with other people. So you start off at 99% for the day. Um, Updates every 24 hours. Exactly. Do you get diamonds from posts? You got filtered, my friend. Coaching, transforming the league gal. How you doing, friend? I think I've seen you in E-Nurse's room. How you doing, friend? Do you get diamonds from posts? No. Updates every 24 hours. Yep, it updates every 24 hours. So you're dealing with a 24-hour clock, and you're dealing with other people in your league who are going live. Okay? So as you go live, what happens you're live for the day? Wow, yeah, it's daily. Every day. So every day is daily. Um, you said if you went to short stuff room and saved her fragment and got another one, did that do anything lasting? Not necessarily. Possibly, but not necessarily. And I'm gonna tell you why. So let's go through this real quick. So you'll get a fragment for that 24-hour day. You'll get that. So that'll stay. You said my head hurts. That's fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Because you need to go live, Nika. Once you start going live regularly, then you can worry about this. Let me get in here and bake another cake. So here's what happened. At 12 midnight, if you were going live and you got that first fragment, that number one fragment, and then you gotta wait till you get to 20% to get number two. Thank you, Bloom. Appreciate you. Appreciate that, Freya. Thank you so much for that. Where's my sound effects? Oh gosh, I can't get to them. Okay. Let's see. Person who asks about diamonds from posts, they get paid for posts. Yeah, that's the creator reward program. So it has nothing to do with the fragments and live stream here. Yeah, that's a different program. That's a totally different program. So yeah, the person who asked about posts, I think that was you, Leanne. Yeah, that's the creator rewards program. So that's if you get accepted into that program, and you can get video gifts, but you got to get accepted into the creator reward program. You're just messing around and didn't know what I did. Okay. So, okay, so here's what happened. Let me just talk about short stuff real quick. So, thank you, Eugene. As she went live at midnight last night, she got that first fragment. That fragment is sitting there for today. She needs to go live today because she's gonna lose that fragment tomorrow. It goes away. It goes back. So it didn't do anything if she doesn't go live. You got to go live. So she went live at midnight. She'll go live later, and you said, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, yeah. It may sit up there. It may stay there for the day, but you got to continue. Wait, what? I thought I could go live tomorrow. No, ma'am. It's 24 hours. 24 hours. You got to go live. I messaged you. I was like, yeah, it's great. You got a fragment. You may lose that fragment if you don't go live again. So, and it does nothing. Yeah, it does nothing if you don't continue to go live throughout the week for you to essentially league up. Fragments are a 24-hour cycle. Yes, it can drop down. So just keep that in mind. Unless you have a shield to lock in that league in that position, you lose it. You lose it. Oh, okay, but what if she would have lost one yesterday? I don't know. I mean, it just depends on where she was at in terms of a league, in terms of how many shields she had. She could have dropped her league. Maybe I may be in over my head. Um, Anybody who is just going live twice a week, don't do this. Don't pay attention to this. It's gonna frustrate you because you're not going live enough. You're not showing up at work enough. I'm just gonna say that right now. Don't this right here. It doesn't matter to you. I'm going to tell you that right now. This right here does not matter to you because you're not showing it up enough to lock it in. I'm just going to say that. I'm being all honest and earnest with you. You're not showing up enough for this to be even factored into your go live experience. That's just how it is. Because you got to show up. You got to keep showing up. And I'm actually going to tell you, you got to show up twice a day. I'm going to tell you that. That's the next part of this conversation. And you got to be strategic about your timing when you do show up. TikTok didn't like my image on here. Hold on one second. So let me take this off. Hold on, TikTok just gave me a little static image conversation. I guess I wasn't moving enough for this. Having this on my screen. So let me come off. I'm gonna go back to my effect. Okay, so let's go here. I'm just gonna keep talking. Make sure. Did it do that? It gave me that little. That's the first time I've gotten the warning. But I have my shopping cart on, so I think that's part of it too, y'all. So that was probably because of shop. But I used to go live 3 times. Oh Lord. But I work overtime when I show up at work. Y'all so funny. He said, I'm showing up. I'm doing long hours. Shopping cart. Yeah, the shopping cart is the problem. I have the shopping cart on, y'all. So when I show that screen, and I posted about this, when you have images on your screen and the shopping cart, TikTok's like, well, wait a minute. You're supposed to be talking about shop. You're showing something else on your screen, and the static image was sitting there. So I got to be mindful of that. So I took it off for the moment. I'll probably pop it up again in a second, but just know that that's because of that stupid, the shopping cart. I'm not going to call it stupid shopping cart, but it is only. Okay, so let me go back to 99%. So when you start off your live for the day, so when you start off your live for the day at midnight, everybody else who's going live in your league, essentially they are going live, doing their thing, moving up, building their community. And let's just be real about this. Mondays are pretty unique because Mondays is where the gift gallery resets, and you have a lot of people who are really focused on their gift gallery and making sure that they actually do fill that gift gallery in a day. So you got a lot of that going on. So if you are somebody who was not going live, first of all, second of all, when you do go live and you're not focused on your gift gallery, there is the potential that your gift gallery is that those people who are in your league are able to fill up their gift gallery, league up, and you don't progress as fast because you're not getting the same level of attention and gifting in your live stream. Does that make sense? You're not getting the diamonds. So you're not progressing. So if you're not live, you're not getting them because you ain't live. But if you're live on that Monday and everybody's moving quickly because they're getting their gift gallery filled up, then you have to be cognizant of that as well. So you may not get what you need, your fragments and the other things that you need along that timeline because your room is not, focused on that. Okay. Um, so so let me know if that makes sense. And then Dr. Trish, these are just some things that you have to be mindful of, right? Yeah, just be mindful of it. That's it. So Dr. Trish, your question, how many times per week to not lose fragments? Um, I don't know the answer to that. I think it's daily rankings is basically what's happening in that live stream. I think at some point, if you have a shield, um, if you're not moving up and getting fragments by the end of the week, you use a shield to keep you at that level. And if you don't have a shield, you drop down. Yeah, I think it just depends on what's happening at your league and at that level. So there was a lot of comments that got filtered. So hold on. Muku, you said, what is the benefit of filling your gift gallery on a Monday? Um, it really is. Part of it is you potentially can league up because you have all that engagement in your live, and depending on what league you're in, it can be helpful. Um, and people say it helps set the tone for the week in terms of TikTok pushing out your live and stuff like that. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think your live is definitely a little bit more supported. I think there's a little bit more visibility, but I don't think there's this grand, your room is rooming type experience. I would say that much. But there's a lot of people who just do it and get it out the way and they have their gift gallery filled. So I think there is something to be said about, starting the week off right in that way. Suppose you go live and you get no gifts. Are there other ways to get diamonds? No. And then the others. No. Diamonds are great to gifting. Yes. Okay, so explain fragments and shields. So fragments, we saw fragments was our princess cuts. Let's see, you all. Let me do this. I'm going to show the screen really quickly. I'm just going to be a little bit more mindful of not having it up for too long. I'm going to show it quickly so it's just not sitting on my screen static. Okay, so this is for my people who are here who already started with me. Fragments, really quickly, are these. You see -1, and the 80% is no fragments to be gotten. And then it's 20% and 10%. 20% you got 1 fragment, 10% you got 2 fragments you can get. So there's a total of 4 fragments in the D gallery and in the C gallery. There's a total of 4 fragments you're getting. So stay with me there. You see the 90% you can get 1. Once you get to 80%, you're not getting anything between 80 to until you get to 20%. Then 20%, 19 technically, you get 1 more, and then 9%, not really 10, you get 2 more. So you can get more there. So let me bring this off. Okay? So there's a total of 4 fragments to be gotten for the D gallery and the C gallery. There's a total of 7 for the B and the A gallery. Just gonna say that out loud. Total of 7. It's harder. Just so that you know, you gotta get 7 to get up out of there. So just be clear about that. So it's harder. So stay out of the 90% if you don't want to lose. Yeah, stay out of 90% so you can keep that fragment and keep going. Yep. But that means you need to show up. Yeah, so I just want to say that out loud. Sorry. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Bloom. Appreciate you. Sorry, um how do you get the screen you were on? Um Fly Mom, give me a second. I'm gonna recap in a couple of minutes. Let me recap because I'll show you how to get to those. I started off there. So I'm gonna recap in a few minutes. So D and C galleries have 4 fragments. B and A galleries have 7 fragments. Okay? B and A gallery have more gifts that are in the gift gallery, and they have more gifts, and they have more expensive, from a coin base, more expensive gifts. Look at you, level 33. I missed that in the room. Look at you, Bloom. Thank you so much. You leveled up, Fran. Oh my gosh, look at you. Said I'm level 33 at I love that. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you for leveling up in the room, Bloom. Let's see. Can I celebrate you, Bloom? Where's my little celebration? I totally missed that. There we go. Celebration sticker for our friend. Leveling up in the room. Let's see. TikTok, you gonna let me do it? There we go. Ah! I went to the trash can. Sorry about that. So let me just put that there. Hopefully, you know what? I'm going to keep it there for a minute. We'll see if that works. Because TikTok is being funny about me having things on the screen. So we'll see if I don't get in trouble with that sticker. Thank you, friends. You're welcome. Everyone, flood the level up stickers for Bloom. Yes, yes. Send her some stickers. Congratulations. So Bloom has been flying in, coming in, supporter. She has been a great supporter. Thank you so much for the crystal diamonds. Thank you, Purr Bomb. How you doing, friend? Thank you, Define, for those crystals. Crystals are, is that for the whole month of October? They rolled out the crystals again. Hello, everybody coming in. Thank you so much. Okay, so information so interesting. I forgot to say good morning. Good morning, friend. Appreciate you being here. Naira, thank you so much for joining the live. Everybody else, thank you for joining the live. We're doing kind of an advanced conversation, in my opinion. We're doing a whole advanced conversation because we're talking about leagues today. I usually talk about just general engagement, letting you guys know how to get your blue boxes, because I got friends in the room that don't have blue boxes and they're like, what does that mean? I have friends in the room that don't have a Lisa badge next to their name. They don't know what that means. So I know I typically start from a very beginner level because and because of that, I know my audience. So I know like where most of my people situate themselves in these TikTok streets. So you got to know your audience. You got to know who you're talking to. You got to know because TikTok tells you. Michael says, I have 2 more days for the crystal rose. Oh, okay. So it is about to expire. So it's not the whole month. Okay. Thank you for that. Um, so thank you for the crystal roses too, and the what's up. Thank you so much for all those gifts. So because I know my room, and many of you, let me honor where y'all are at. Okay, feedback. Okay, because many of y'all are growing. Okay, many of y'all are like level 20s and above. Okay, so in all fairness, y'all not all that new. Okay. But there are some new folks, and I do talk to the new people and the people who are still kind of, learning TikTok and at the beginner stages of their live journey. Okay, from being a live host or being a strong viewer or just understanding how this game is played. That's essentially what it is. It's a game, and then how you can monetize and ways you can monetize. So because of that, the leagues are something, but it can't be everything. Because the reality is, as you grow and you get to those higher leagues, you got to be able to stay there and continue to climb. And you got to understand enough of the strategies so that you can sustain yourself and be successful and you continue to grow. But a lot of that is based on your community. 2 months in and still feel new. I heard that, friend. I'm 10 months in and I still got some newness going on. Okay. Okay, so I get it, but I'm still a baby in these streets because there's some people who are definitely doing this at a higher level. So just recognize, you gotta make sure you understand how leagues operate. So here's what happens. So when you get a fragment, again, to keep that fragment, the fragment that you got, you can do this. To keep that fragment that you got, then you got to keep showing up so that you can continue to keep that fragment. Okay? So if you don't show up, you lose the fragment. You're going to lose it. You won't be able to keep it. Okay? And then if you don't have a shield is where if you lead up, so if you went from D5 to D4, so Muku, let me say, Muku, congratulations, friend. You said I lead up this week. I got to D4. You got one fragment. If you go back and look at your page, it shows that you have a fragment there. Okay? So because you have that fragment, if you were to take a week off, that fragment will be used and it will keep you at your D4. You won't drop down back to D5. Okay? Now, if you were to take 2 weeks off, then you probably gonna go to D5. Okay? Because you used your fragment and then now you don't have that shield. So, uh, um, I stayed in D4 surprisingly. You stayed in D4 surprisingly the whole time. You got a shield, and then what did you do? Did you go live again? What's your live time frame? And that losing and gain is along that percent line that we can view. Correct. Um, so the losing and gaining. Here's the pros and cons of losing and gaining. Because I'm just gonna talk through that real quick. Um, I have only live once. I was only live once really. Twice. Twice really. Because both days, the day I didn't come was your first time. And then you went live again, and then I came in that one. And then you just did the third one. Is that what just happened? And then, so yeah, this week. Okay, gotcha. Only went live this week once. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So you stayed in your D4. Yeah, because you earned it. You went up. Um, let me say the benefit of so the whole thing about going up and down. Scale live rewards. And Leanne, if I'm not mistaken, you click the real-time analytics, the little house, or swipe from the right to left, and you saw the scale live rewards. And you saw there where it talked about the league and what percentage league that you were at and how you can gain an additional 3% because if you league up. You get a 3% bonus when you league up. So Buku, you got a bonus that came to you. Nika Grace, if you leagued up, you got a bonus that came to you. I did have a shield, but I'm confused how long it lasts. I want to say shields last 1 week. I thought it was 7 days, but for some reason it might be 2 weeks. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. It's no more than 2 weeks. Um, and then if you have multiple shields, you're using those shields throughout that time frame. But it's no more than 2 weeks. But again, you don't have to use a shield if you're constantly gaining fragments. So it just depends on what you're doing. Maybe I had 2 shields, but it just depends on how you're doing if you're earning fragments. Okay, so let's go back. Scale Live Rewards has a weekly mission that speaks to if you league up and surpass the highest league you've ever been in, you surpass the highest league you've ever been in, you get a 3% bonus. Okay? So, for that week. So, if you league up and you're in D5 and you go to D4, and you ain't never gone beyond D4 before, so your highest league was D4, then TikTok says, okay, I'm going to give you a 3% bonus for your weekly missions and what you earn with going live. So you get a little bit of a bump. So that's what happens. And people, when you league up, that's good. Now, if you league up, but say it's not the highest, because maybe you drop down, that's my situation, then when you league up, you don't get that bonus. You gotta surpass the highest league. So TikTok told me my stats is I'm C2. I've been C1. So once I get to C1, that's great. All good. But I don't get a bonus because I already been at C1. So I have to get to B5. I have to get to the B League if I want to get that bonus. So that's how it works for in my situation. Thank you so much for that money gun. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you so much, Coach Jesse. The question mark information says shields doesn't expire. You can have up to 10. They do expire. Well, they do get used. Not that they expire, they get used. They don't expire, they get used. And it just depends on how you end up having to use them. Yeah, they'll get used. I just went live this morning and it states on B4 top 99%. Look at you. Nice. So, Muku, if you go live in, I don't know, say an hour, you're not going to be at 19%. You might be like at 30%. You're going to go back. Because what happens is, as the day goes on, other people are going live that are in D4, and you get pushed back. So you're not going to be 19, without a doubt. You'll get pushed back. So timing matters for when you go live. Okay? So let's talk about that a little bit. Timing matters for your live stream. So you got to be going live and going live frequently. That's what I said, twice a day, potentially, so that you can move up and hopefully solidify where you're at in your live, where you're at for that day, and get those additional fragments. Okay, so so by me going live at 10 o'clock right now, so if I look at my shield, you guys can look at it also. I'm not my shield, my league. So somebody asked me earlier, where do I look? So let's look at it. He said, wow, TikTok up. I remember being C5 once. So I need C4 to get the extra. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome, friend. How you doing? TikTok up. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, friend. So let's look at my league. So if you look at the daily ranking, or if you wait a second, you'll see where it says League C2 for me, top 20% is what they're saying. Now, is that true? It is true. So it is true. So if you look at my league, it speaks to where I'm at right now. Okay. So that's one place to get it. You could also click my photo in my gift gallery. You can hit my C2 in the gift gallery. It's in the top left corner, and then it'll take you to the screen also. So it'll show you that I'm now at top 20. Say I ended my live, argument's sake, now I'm in the top 20. This is still 11:30, almost 11:30 in the morning. There's a whole lot of living that's going to happen in the C2 League between now and midnight. Now, I go live again at 4, so it's going to push me back. Probably when I go live at 4, I might be right around the 50% range, somewhere in that range, because I'm going to get pushed back a little bit. So when I go live at 4, I got to go and climb all the way back up again. Got to climb all the way back to get to top 20, top 10, whatever the case may be. And so hold on one second, my friends over here. Sometimes the chat gets to being interesting. so so technically, if I don't league up by the end of the day and get to 0%, I have those fragments, which is good because I've been collecting fragments, and I've been in C2 for quite a bit because I don't have any shields. So I've been in C2 quite a bit because I've been getting my fragments enough throughout the days. And so that's helped me to sustain. But let's be real. My timing's off because I go live at 4 o'clock, stay on to about 6:30 might be the latest. There's still people, the night crew, the late night folks, who come on at 7 and stay on to midnight. Or come on, multiple people in the C2 League that stay on late. So technically, if I really was strategic, and that's what I said, I would have to change my behaviors. My strategy would have to change. I technically should be a later in the evening time frame, so that way I can potentially solidify leaguing up before the night is over. And I'm operating, 7 p.m. midnight on my, not, and I ain't changed that. I said I I've been pretty comfortable and complacent. So I'm like, I ain't changing my strategy yet. You would be going about 3 hours later. I know, I would. I would need to change it to really be cognizant of the league. Timing matters. So I was just talking about Muku. Like, yeah, you did great by going live. So most people go live twice a day because of that. Those A-leaguers or those people who go live for long stints. They do like a 6 or 7 hour live stream because they're very cognizant of what does it mean to go live and maybe what does it mean to go live a little later too. And so somebody who goes live around 4 o'clock but stay on to like 10 or 11, that's what they do too. You got people who do that. That's why I see folks on here from, yeah, 4 to 6 hours. Yeah, I see why. Exactly. That's it. I'm not making it up. That's it. How you doing, Jacqueline? Thank you so much. So that's why people do that because they're being very cognizant of okay, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna do this. I'm building my community. We're talking, we're chatting, we're doing all this different engagement that's happening. Yeah, they recognize the game. And then obviously they have all types of level of engagers in their room because when you get to that higher level gift gallery, you're really being intentional about okay, what does it mean to fill that gift gallery? And you gotta have all levels in it who can support it. Does being in someone's panel have live count toward get diamonds? No, it does not. It's only for the live host when it comes to your league. The live, the league pertains to the live host. Now, when you're on somebody's panel, you can get monetized, but it does not impact your league. You don't even get credit for that live stream. That's not your live. You're a guest. So you might be able to get their recording, but you don't get credit for that, and you don't get the whole monetization either. You're a guest, so you get a percentage of that, a lower percentage. I used to go on from 7 to 8 till 7 8 to 11 or midnight. Oh yeah, see that helped. That helped. Um, yeah, that definitely was helpful with your lead with being in D2. Yeah, that helped. So do y'all get it now? I don't want y'all to I want y'all to pay attention to this, but I don't want you to be stressed about it. And if you know you're not somebody who's going live frequently, if you're not going live daily, and in some cases, if you're really trying hard to league up, you're gonna have to make a conscious decision about going live a couple times a day or extending your hours for it to make sense. Okay? Taking deep breaths not to get overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed by it. That's why I don't talk about it, y'all. Did you see my question? No, Nick, I didn't, friend. Let me see. Did you get filtered? I can't tell if you got filtered, but let me see what questions that I might have missed. If I missed a question. You said okay, but it says you need 4,000 diamonds for 2 frags. Would you keep those frags? Is that what you're saying? Was that your question for me? Yes, I will keep those frags. Yes. So let me go back and see real quick. Let me see what it's saying. 4,000 diamonds to get 2 frags. Need to make the top 10%. So that'll give me a 10% and get 2 fragments. It wouldn't have me league up yet, though. I would need to do even more after that to officially league up. Would I keep those frags? Yes, those frags I would keep. However, to be able to league up, I would have to like get even more than that. So it says, I get it now. It's helpful to be aware. I have a lot of community building work to do first. Yes, that's it. Definitely twice a day is not in my deck of cards. I know. I know. So as you guys grow, I'm not saying that you shouldn't grow. I want you to grow. You should grow. But I just want you to be cognizant of how that looks to be able to maintain and sustain that league that you get to. Would it matter if you got those this live and you have a balance thing? For you have a young child to spend time in the evening. Yes, that is my work-life balance. Would it matter if I got those frags this live? It would help. Would it let me lead up? Probably not. It will help me because as you can tell, I haven't been losing. I've been at those C2 for I think I've been in C2, y'all, since the summer. I can't remember when I dropped down to C1. I want to say it was in May or June. That's when I came to C2. I think after Community Fest. Maybe it was later than that. Maybe it was in July. Hold on one second. Another comment got filtered. Hold on, Muku. It says TikTok takes a lot of time just to have to manage your time carefully. Yes, it does. Yep. Yep. So, yeah. Yeah. So all of that matters. So did you guys just see it said I returned back to the top 80%? Yes. Hold on one second. It just changed on me. So that's what I'm talking about. At least that sign did. And here it still says top 20%. So I'm not sure why that changed. But yeah, the app is gangsta. Yes, sweetie pie. My goal is to go live daily. If going live only once per day, how long should I be? For a live host that's just starting off, 90 minutes is great. 2 hours is really good. So if you can get to that point where you're going 2.5 hours, that's good. That's good. You'll see some growth. You see 99. Yeah, I'm not sure. When you click, it changes though. But again, that's fluid. Now it says 20%, so I'm not sure. That's fluid because there are other people going live. So I'm like, you're going up and down because of the competition. Is leaguing up only 24 hours until reset? When you league up for that week essentially, or that period. It could be indefinite. It could be like I've been in C2 for the longest. So it just depends on what you're doing in terms of how frequently you're going live, how you're collecting those fragments, how that's being done on a day-to-day basis. So it's not just for 24 hours, if that's what you're saying. It depends on how, it depends. It just depends on what you're doing next. You can drop back down the next day. That's possible if you don't go live and don't do anything. And then you come back and be like, oh, wow, how did I drop down? That's how you drop down. You didn't show up. So, yeah. You said I'm in D4. D's, how you doing, friend? D, I would say, and let me just be clear. Your league is based on your diamond collection. How you are getting diamonds, how you are progressing. That's what the leagues are based on. So if you're not collecting diamonds, then no, you won't league up. So if you league up in a live, and that's what matters and sticks. Yep. A lot of I took a week off because of carpal tunnel. Yes. Okay, you took some time off. So yeah, that's what happened. And then sorry to hear that though. Are you better? Let me know if you're better, friend. Hopefully you're feeling better. But yeah, so just keep that in mind, you all. I mean, the leagues matter. They absolutely do matter. As you're thinking about each week, what's happening in your live stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody who was here. Thank you for that, friend. How does the diamonds work again? Diamonds are based on people, the gifting and engagement that's happening in your life. Do I need to go do that every day? Do I need to do that every day? Do what every day? Go live. What's the everyday question? Diamonds are based on the coins that are given, people sending you gifts. That's what the diamonds are. And gifts engagement. Let me say that differently, because the diamonds actually do equate to the points that you're getting to. So as people are engaging your live, tapping your screen and stuff like that, you get diamonds for that. If I'm not mistaken, I always want you to read the question mark, but all that factors in. It's like a half a diamond. It's not like a lot. Most of it is the gifting that happens in your life. Yes and no, because it's so hard not using my hands. Yeah, I know, friend, especially with your live stream. You're demonstrating. Wow. But if you're going live and not getting gifts that the next day you may leave down. Yeah, if you don't get that fragment, you could leave down. Yeah, you could. Absolutely. Yeah. If you don't, that timeline, that 99% and getting that first fragment is based on the gifting and engagement that happens. Yeah, all that matters. Yeah. So all that matters in your live stream. How you doing, Miss K? How you doing, friend? Um, so let me know if there's other questions about leads. I don't want you guys to be stressed about this, okay? I feel you that. Pray you have a speedy recovery. Yes. Yes. Um, hold on one second. Nikki, you got filtered again. I see why all those A-leaguers are screaming about the frags daily. Yeah. When you get into that A-league and that B-league, yeah. Yes, you paying attention. Yeah, there's a whole different level of gameplay that's happening in those levels. So yeah, so whatever you did to get there, you got to amplify that. You got to make sure you are doing it, and your audience and community are supporting it. Okay, it's a scheduling thing and what fits in your life. Yep, that's it. How do I get people to engage? I encourage tapping, reach and goal, but nothing hardly. Okay, mission accepted. Look at you, friend. um, so here's what I will say. Okay, now let's get to the people who are new in the live. Let's talk about engagement in your live. Okay, because all that matters. So if you are in my live still, let me know you're still here. Drop a heart. I want you to drop a heart and do me a favor. Click those go live stickers for me. Click the go live stickers. I see how important community is. Yes. Click the go live stickers for me. My fan club strategy will come next. Yes. And no stress here, Doc. Just enjoying building my genuine community. That's it. That's it. Thank you so much. Go live stickers. I see you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for you all. Um, let's keep the chat going. Let's click those go live stickers. We're gonna share the live out as well. So so thank you for the October. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Um, you said I'm enjoying the journey. That's it. Just enjoy the ride, friend. Thank you so much, friend. Okay, so here, so people sent the go live stickers. People sent the. You guys were chatting and commenting. You're sharing out the live. All that. The gifting that happened. That's engagement. I see the go lives coming out. So just know some of this has to be taught because sometimes, depending on your audience, and I know there's some people in my room that came and gone, and we had some few people who were brand new. If you're new in my room, there was a few people in the chat. We got the chat going up and down. So I think there's a lot of people from the agency still here. But if you are new to my room, just put new in the chat. Here's what happens, and we had a few new people stop through. You can tell who's in your room. So this is what I teach too. So pay attention to who is in your community. Do you have people who have blue boxes new? How you doing, Kat? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for chiming in, friend. So TikTok and Kat, thank you for getting that daily heart me as well in your level 3 blue boxer, that blue box. People, as a live host, you should see who's in your room, who's in your community. And so if people are staying in your room, they're listening to your great information, they're learning and growing from you, then you want to make sure you get to know your audience. And then I say, first of all, do a quick scan. Are these people who have your daily heartbeat? So mine says Lisa, and they click the daily heartbeat and grab that. Are these people who have a blue box that says their level of engagement as they go to live streams? Or do they not have a box at all? So if they don't have a box at all, then you got to know that these are people who don't really know how to engage, or they're making a conscious decision not to engage. So you got to assume to a certain extent that they want to know and learn. I always kind of lean towards, the more positive, optimistic perspective that they are here to learn and grow, and they want to be in your room, and they love what you're sharing. So they're sitting there listening, and they're engaging. They're asking questions. That's engagement. They're tapping the screen. Maybe they don't know how to tap the screen. That's engagement as well. Thank you all. Positive intent. That's it. You got to have a positive intent. You got to assume the best, or at least hope for the best. so so the best intentions. And so with that, thank you for the stickers. It's a cookie. Thank you so much. Cookie got milk. That's cute. So as you're looking at your community, can we kick the non-engagers out? I wouldn't do that because I will say your non-engagers may become engagers. Not, as long as they're not being rude and trolls or anything like that, you never know. those people might come back and they may become your biggest supporter. So for that reason, I don't, I like the watchers, I like the lurkers. They're listening, they're learning, and then all of a sudden they may chime in and put a question in the chat and say, "Hey, let me ask this. I'm curious." And all of a sudden they're asking questions and they're engaging and they're coming back. So I wouldn't kick them out. Thank you so much, friends, for the populars. Some folks just scrolling. It was one of those people. Gotcha. Yep, yep. Thank you for the stickers. Intentional engagement. Yep. I have to always encourage them to tap. Yes. You do have to. How you doing, Daddy? Okay. Sometimes they become engagers. I came in here not even knowing how to tap or give. Did you? Did you, Nika? Nika, really? Nika, all that whole time I thought you was you were catfishing me. So she knows that I had kind of this perspective, like that's this other person. She just got a different account. But yes, so Nika, so yes, I appreciate you being here, Nika. I'm sorry for bringing that up. I'm sorry for bringing that up. True, because I have had a few that came first time gifters once I educated them. Yes, that happens all the time. I was a scroller, didn't know about all of this. You all enjoy your day. Thank you, sweetie pie. I appreciate you, Nika. I'm sorry. Why you put a cat in the chat? Oh my gosh. You say yes, no bio, no gifted, no tapping. Look at you, friend. You're all funny. All right, Nika, I apologize. Nika, you said, Nika, that paw tickles me every time you do that. Like, ah. Thank you, Nanny. Oh, y'all so funny. You said, how do you do the sound effects? He says, the hairy man. There's a wand. When you're in your live stream, this lower bar down here, there's the wand right next to the three dots is that enhancement wand. When you click it, there's sound effects. And there's also the heart gesture. Natty, now, why would you do that? Don't follow Nika's bad behavior. Don't do that. Hey, neighbor from Jacksonville. How you doing, friend? Thank you so much for coming back. How you doing, friend? She says she's being supportive. Y'all wrong for that. Coach Jesse, why would you jump into the nonsense? That is not right. You said that would be funny. I'm doing well. You said the cat. You said I'm 2 hours away from Jacksonville. Are you Atlanta? Where you at? You in Florida? Are you in Florida? Let me know if you're in Florida. You said 2 hours away from Jacksonville. I'm thinking Georgia, but let me know if you're in Florida. Petty esthetician. So yeah, we got a Florida crew in the room. There's you're Savannah. Okay, nice. You're Savannah. Okay, you're Georgia, but yeah, yeah. Leanne, she's a Florida girl. Who else is Florida? Sweetie Pie, she just left. She's Florida. And then me, and then uh, Karina. Is that Karina? Corinda. Thank you so much. California, Cali. Oh, Florida. You Florida too? Oh, Mariah, Florida. Nice. You said I'm originally from Louisiana. Oh, nice, nice. Yes. So, um, let me say this. This conversation here about where people are from, people love. We could put it in the chats. I keep messing up. I said I probably won't know it until I come to your live and you say it from me in real life. Because in my head, I so appreciate you stopping through too. Cause I charge my head, not my heart, because it's the way it comes up in my head. But I'm gonna need you to say it. So when you go live, let me know when you go live. So you can pronounce your name for me, because I'm going to keep saying it. Corinda. Did I say it right? Corinda. California. So really quickly, the petty esthetician. When it comes to people engaging, this is another thing. Corinda, I said it right. All right, Corinda. All right. So when you said I love the Jacksonville Beach, I do too. Do I? Do I love Jacksonville? You know, I'm a South Beach girl. I'm Florida, so Leanne know what I'm talking about. I think I like southern further down South Florida beaches. Um, so and then Tampa Clearwater beaches. I like those beaches too. It's okay. The water, yeah. I know. That's what it's like. Do I like Jacksonville? Savannah bad too. Like, oh, do I like it? Y'all don't have beaches there. It's blue water and pretty. Yes. It's blue, green, and pretty down. Yeah, pretty down south. Yes, it's very pretty. Oh yeah, the Clearwater beaches are nice. Yeah, the Clearwater is really beautiful. Yeah, that area is pretty. It's very nice. Yeah, Jacksonville, y'all. Yeah, and y'all get into that Georgia, Carolina, murky beaches area. Okay, so let me say this. Finding out where your community is from is important. So just that conversation. So two things I did: the stickers. If you have fan club members, if you have people in your live that's engaging already, the chat is chatting. People are connecting. People are connecting with each other in the chat, as well as they're putting stickers in the chat. Stickers are good. Having people put hearts, drop a word. You know, let me know you're here, say hi. But, excuse me, those type of things are really good. If you are new and you're saying, hey, where's everybody from? I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm here from Florida. Where are you guys from? People put their states, and you just kind of start talking about the weather, where you're from, those type of things. That's how you get conversation started. And people will engage back if they're sitting there listening for a little bit. I need to go South Beach then. Yes, you definitely need to go South Beach. Let's do a meet and greet for the southern folks in the agency. I love it. I love it. So with that, you want to make sure you're getting that engagement. You said, I'm down. Look at you. So you want to get that engagement, and that's how you get people to start connecting. And then depending on what your topic is, they're there because of your topic. Ideally, they want to hear what you have to offer. And so people will start listening and hanging out a little longer. And, ultimately they'll start asking questions. Then they may want to understand how to engage a little bit more. Like, here's where my stickers are, how you click my daily heart me, that type of stuff. How do you tap the screen? Some people don't even know how to tap the screen. Just understanding the tapping where the heart gets bigger and that line across, and they can see how many taps they sent. People don't know that. Thank you so much, friends. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much, friends. You got filtered, Nika. You said you have 7 people level 30 or higher in your heart me now. Nice. Yes, it is nice. It's my first time seeing the cat. Natty Nat. You got filtered, Natty Nat. TikTok was like, what kind of cat you talking about? TikTok was like, we filtering that. We filtering that. We don't know what she talking about. So you were saying that is how I need to start my lives. Yeah. You might ask that. It's like, yeah, you might have small talk. That could be very well small talk. Y'all laughing at me. TikTok filtered her. I didn't filter her. TikTok was like, I don't know what type of cat she talking about. Nettie. Yeah, TikTok filters your comment. TikTok catfishing. Dr. Lisa catfishing forgets when the catfish conversation. He said that's funny. I know. TikTok filtered that. It was like, oh, that's the first time I'm seeing a cat. TikTok said, no, ma'am. No, you can't say that. I was trying to prep for the scavenger hunt and just tried it spontaneously first time, and we had fun. Did you really, Coach Rhonda? We missed it. When are you doing that? Are you doing that this week? Is that this week or next week? That's next week, isn't it? Let me know. I just stopped by to show some love. I gotta get back to work, unfortunately. Laugh out loud. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you so much. See, it just popped out of my head just that quick. Corinda. Corinda. I think I just said it. Corinda. Did I say it correctly, friend? Thank you for that. Did I get filtered? Did you get filtered? You might have. Let's see. TikTok. You didn't put cat in the side in the chat, did you? You did put the word cat, didn't you? I saw cat, but no, it didn't get filtered. Bye. Thank you so much, Miss K. I was referring to Pictionary, but you came in at the end. Oh, okay, that game. Yes, that was fun. That was fun. I saw it. You saw it. Yeah, your cat. That cat showed up. Nettie's cat did not show up. Her cat was not approved. Stopping by to say hi. How you doing, Alvin? Thank you so much for being here. That was super fun. Pictionary every day. Yes. Coach Rodney, you did a great job too. You're good at your drawing, I think. There was one drawing I was like, I don't know what that is. Scavenger hunt is this week at 8. I have you on the list. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Let me ask this. Where are you doing your are you doing it based on a primary location? Like, do I need to be in my kitchen? Do I need to be in my office? Does it matter? Like sometimes people pick like this is a kitchen edition, this is a bathroom edition, this is a living room edition. Like, are you doing a specific location? I take it the drawing is working now. You know what? It worked for me. It didn't work for Nika Grace. Nika Grace has to go live to let us know if it's working. The drawing worked for me. What didn't work was the trivia. Trivia did not. I just clicked. Oh, I take that back. It'll work now. So I just clicked it again. It's working now. But hold on. What's the best advice for men? Ooh, I can limit room. I want you all to run through your home. Wait a minute, I got 2 levels. You're wrong for that. I was like, I need you to go in your bedroom. I did like the trivia and how it inspired genuine conversation room. Might do that again. Yes, yes, absolutely. You play too much. Yeah, the scavenger hunts I've seen people, I'm gonna cut this off. We don't have to do the trivia. The scavenger hunts that I've seen, people have done like a room edition. Yeah. You said, wait, I can't run. I know. That's what I was thinking. Like a room edition might be easier. That's why I asked the question, because then I have to kind of think about, okay, what room I'm going to be in, so I can make sure I'm available in that space. I picture on my stairs is steep. You said the picture of your stairs is steep. I'll be out of breath. I know. Pick up your socks and oh, my advice for men. Oh, pick up your socks. Oh, Nika answered the question. Funny. Natty, they didn't want your comments kept getting filtered, friend. Pick up your socks. Oh yes. Oh, the toilet seat. Oh my gosh, the toilet seat. That is, and I have mainly men in my house. Put the toilet seat down. I still have to argue with my husband about that one. Still, to this day, we still have an argument about it. He was like, well, I have to lift it up. I have to put it down. I'm the one you got to be concerned with. So, and now that I have the 5-year-old, it's out the window now. So yeah. Anyway, so put the toilet seat down. That's my advice. You said I have a composting toilet. It has a built it was a built-in seat. It doesn't lift. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh wow. Wow. Okay, so that's good for you, I guess, if he aims well. In fact, he has to sit to use it. Okay. Oh wow. I don't know why that tickled me like that. Oh wow, nice, nice. Yeah, he would not be happy. Oh wow, my goodness. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, that might be a good idea for my household. We're not gonna tell him I said that. Okay. He said he definitely would be happy. I know he hates that. Oh my gosh. All right, friends. Okay, so the petty esthetician. I don't know if I answered your question. We spent a long time on leagues today, and then when it comes to engagement, especially with new people coming in a room, you can look at their badges. You can see what level of engager they are, and then ultimately, you can start your live off with just conversation. As you're talking and sharing who you are, what your live stream is going to, focus on, and like who you're talking to as far as your audience, you can say, hey, I just want to get to know you guys first. Put in the chat where you're from. Let me know your city and state. I'm from Savannah, Georgia. And so you just kind of talk through getting your audience to get to know you, and sharing some stuff about, how their day is going. Obviously we know we live in the southern part of the state of the country, and weather is up and down for us, but it's mainly still warm, especially us Florida, Georgia folks. Where other people all over, they may be dealing with a cold snap or winter, the temperature starting to change. It's in October, so you never know. So that could be a whole conversation if there's some major event that's happened, weather event, and then you have that talk, and then you have the conversation about, okay, let's talk about your skincare. Like, are you somebody, and maybe it's a trivia question, are you somebody that uses, I don't know, who exfoliate or use a sponge or a cloth, or you know that type of stuff. So you might have a series of questions you can ask your audience before you get fully engulfed in your topic. Okay, let's see. Are you getting sales with your cart open? You know what, I haven't even talked about my cart. A couple people clicked it. Did I get any sales? Let me check. I don't think so. No, because I haven't talked about anything in it. No, I didn't talk about it. Yeah, I should have talked about it more. Hold on one second. Let's see. Um, Let me catch up on comments. You guys are engaged, and thank you so much. Um, you said sales, and then you said our weather is yeah, it is. It's bipolar right now. It goes up and down. Well, right now we got that rain that came through, but for the most part, it's still nice temps. Unique ways for your chat to engage is a plus. Yes, definitely, definitely. The way you are from works for me. Yes, I'm getting mostly Cali folks in my live room. Oh, really? Why is that? They connect with each other. Oh, that's good. I have yet to get sales. Oh, okay, got you. From your shop, I would say I would change up your room a little bit because you're selling your own product. I think you should have like a shelf with maybe a few products on so people can see that you're talking about products. Um, and even when you pin them, maybe even talk where maybe there's a table and some of the products are there, and you're kind of showing and demonstrating some of it. So I would probably change your setup a little bit. I think because she's going on late, we're still up. Oh, gotcha. It's the time of the day that she's going live. Okay. You know what? I'm not sure why, but interesting. It matches my customer base. 80% of my customers are Cali. Interesting. Yeah, I think Nika has a point. It might be because of the time difference in your live stream. So you get a lot of people who are just starting to get on the app and connecting and engaging, that are like the evening crew for the West Coast. So you'll see a lot of creators that are live, and they're West Coast folks. You figure the voice guru, she in here, she's still in here. She goes to me a little later. You have people like Halaku and some other folks that go later as well, that are West Coast folks. So I think, how you doing, Queen Baby? Thank you so much for being here. Um, you said that was the first time you went that late. Gotcha. I love the late nighters. Do you really? Oh, you are here, Voice Guru. So what time is it your time when you normally go live? Because you've been known to go live, and I've seen you like when it's like 10 or 11 o'clock my time. So what is that, like 7 for you? I have to get more made up. I'm in the middle of moving right now though. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, that's probably your setup too. So most of the agency is off really early for me. Are they? Still pop ups, but around 6. I guess you meant 6 or 7 usually. Gotcha. Um, when I say California, I mean when I say Florida, 6 to 7. Gotcha. When I say Florida, when I say being from Chicago, that type of stuff, I get some Florida folks. Obviously there's some in the room, but I mean everybody's all over. But I did have quite a few Florida folks come through. And again, I think the algorithm is hearing me talk about Florida, and so because of that, I'm seeing a lot more Florida folks come through the live stream. But what you say in the beginning and how you're engaging with people, especially in the beginning of my live streams, I would do that a lot. Like, where are you from? I would say where I'm from. Other people would talk and connect in that way. So if you spend some time kind of getting to know your community, that helps. And then I was going to say about the badges, just recognizing that's a telltale sign for you to know who is in your room and who's engaging. And then if you don't have a lot of people who are engagers in that way, then there's an opportunity there. Would be nice if I get Arizona people so they could come to our events. Ooh, yeah, name it. Make that part of your intro and see what happens. See if that happens. How you doing, J Money? Appreciate your friend being here. Yeah, put that in your intro. Thank you for that daily heart me. You know what I did not get today, y'all? And I ain't complaining. I didn't get no flash goal. I didn't, did I? I don't think I did. I didn't get that flash goal. So I'm gonna get off soon. Just in case TikTok's like, oh, wait a minute. Yes, should change my bio to add to. Okay. The flash call, I need to do my heart me. Do it. If you come up to 4, you're gonna do it now. Okay, perfect. But TikTok's like, oh no, I didn't give it to you. It'll come. So I'll definitely get it for later today. Um, all right, I forgot because I was waiting. Did you really? Okay. I'll wait till 4. Thank you, Natty. We'll see what TikTok brings. Don't say it because I know TikTok is like, oh yeah, wait a minute. Hope she get off this live. All right, friends. Thank you from Canada. How you doing, friend? All right, so let's do this. So I'm about to get off shortly. Um, just so you guys know, I've gone live. How you doing, Wealthy Habits Pro? Thank you for being here, friend. I've gone live for an hour and 45 minutes. So I'll stay on. See, TikTok heard me say I'm about to get off. See y'all. TikTok. How you doing, Katia? Thank you so much for being here as well. So I'll stay on for another 15 minutes so I can take it straight to 2 hours. It feels like doing the weekends, especially Sundays. I feel like I only can go live for like an hour, 90 minutes at max. If I'm able to get 90 minutes in, sometimes it's an hour and 15. So I'm going to try my best to start going live a little longer if I can. So we'll see. We'll see. It kind of depends on what's happening any day with meetings and stuff like that. Um, I looked at my calendar. The time for the Live Fest webinar is actually in the evening because of the West Coast. So my webinar is in the evening. So I won't have an update about Live Fest for the 4 o'clock. I'll definitely have something for tomorrow about it. So you guys can kind of get a teaser, and then I'll know more about what's going to happen when it comes to other webinars and stuff rolling out for you all. So this is for folks in the agency. If you're in the agency, be on the lookout for Live Fest information. And if you're curious about the agency or want to join the agency, it is a free program. You can go to my bio and you can join that way. So you're more than welcome to join. You have valuation. What does that mean? I did notice that my engagement increases when you join my live. Okay, so but I joined your live. A couple things I did. I shared out your live. So you got some folks to come in because I shared it out. And then I came on verbally, didn't I? I think I joined verbally. So here is something you guys want to keep in mind when you have You said, yeah, I did join because I remember we were talking about your live. So what happens is people will see that you're live as a guest, even your guests. So your guests, you want to encourage them to share out your live. So I shared out your live, and some agency people came to live, and then people who saw that I was live, and they looked and was like, oh, Dr. Lisa's live. Let's see what's going on. So there's that happened too. Um, you wanna balance. What does it look like to have guests, especially guests that's going to share your live out, especially guests that have a lot of viewers, a lot of followers. I'm sorry, a lot of followers. That's helpful because that's bringing more visibility to your live because people are curious. They see that you're live, and their community will join. So it's helpful to have those type of guests join your live, whether they're guests or you may want to on occasion co-host too. So co-hosting is a good way to kind of give more visibility when it comes to you doing your live and your community is there, as well as that co-host is doing their live and their community is there, and they get to know you because of that. So that's a great idea. Did you get your new followers for this live? Did you get your new followers for this live? I did. Just FYI, per your advice, the following purge has begun. Still a good way to go. Over, you got filtered. The voice guru. Over 500 gone. Wow, friend. Yeah. Well, wait a minute, friend. How many did you have? Let me see. Oh yeah, you had some high numbers, huh? Hello, how you doing, Diana? Diana, stroke survivor. Appreciate your friend being here. Um, yes. I am yeah, I need to purge some more too. I'm gonna purge a little bit more as well. Yes. So what I will tell you, hey Dr. Trish, um, I did some purging even though my numbers are good. Yeah, are you I'm assuming yeah, your numbers are good. You're checking for banned accounts and stuff? Yeah. So Nika Grace, answering your question. So I turned on the shopping cart. I told you that, guys. This, I think was I talking about YT people. I think I was talking about YT people, and I appreciate the engagement that's happening here. I'm starting to see a little bit of bump in engagement with my YT as well. Thank you all. Appreciate everybody's joining and connecting as well. How you doing, Yolanda? Appreciate you joining as well. So I turned on my shopping cart um, to be intentional about making sure that I got more traffic and visibility, which is good. And that was kind of the goal. Recognizing that, again, if I'm telling you guys this, I mean, I'm noticing the numbers too. TikTok definitely is diverting more traffic to shops. So I did turn it on. Although I didn't even talk about shops, so I did intend to talk about the products a little bit. I'm gonna get off shortly though. So with that, in this live, because of the engagement, the topic and stuff, I gained 11 new followers. So, Nick, I think you asked that question. So it was 11 new followers that came through. Actually, my analytics here says 14. Why does it say 14? I don't know. I don't know. But because of that, I gained more followers, and that was just more traffic coming into the live. Um, you said I check now every week after you taught us a couple weeks ago. There we go. Yep. I got to do a video on that too. Um, good morning, community. Um, Katya, you said I have valuation. What does that mean, friend? Let me know what you meant by that. I'm not sure. Radical, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate your friend. Um, yeah, what does that mean, Katya? Let me know. I missed something. Hmm. Um, Not sure what that means. But yeah, so you definitely want to think about it. My TikTok, but I'm not sure what you mean by valuation. What is that? Your TikTok valuation? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, violation for video. You ain't going live. So is that what you mean? You got a violation? You threw me off for a second. I'm sorry. Yeah, you didn't have it on the live stream. You think it was for shop? Maybe it was for TikTok shop. Maybe I do content on what it means to engage in a live. Yeah, you know what? I just did one from a live host perspective. I should do it from the viewer. Did I check YT real quick? Oh, You just wrote that. By the way, Doc, you went from 651 to 10 new followers in this live alone. Oh wow. Yeah, I did get 10 new followers in this live. Thank you so much for that. Going live at 12:30. Whew, you're about to go live soon then, friend. Thank you. Thank you, YT people. Appreciate you all. I put my TikTok video on only slideshow pictures. Oh, yeah. I don't know. So from a content perspective, you would just have to look and see what it was based on, what the violation was based on, and appeal it if you can. Yes, yeah. Natty Nat, yeah. Y'all saw me. Yeah, so thank you all. I appreciate that. Yeah, this was a good live, you guys. It was the color purple head. Those who got it, huh? Oh, it's on a shoppable video, yeah. So you have points deducted. So yeah, just make sure you do the appeal, as well as maybe there's a quiz that you might have to do. So I would do them both. Yeah. Y'all so funny. So y'all funny. Yeah, I told you the YT people, they come in the room. They trying their best to support a girl. I'm gonna post some more content over here. Post some more content for the YT folks. All right, so who is going live? Who is going live? Was there other questions I was supposed to answer? Who is going live? Do I have to remove the video? You may. I keep the video just for visibility and marketing. That's what I would do. But you're not going to get sales for it. They gave you a violation for it, then you're not going to get any sales on it. They pretty much will limit your ability to make commission off that video. But just know, you might do it just from a marketing perspective to have it out there, or you can make it private. Okay, and petty esthetician, you said 12:30, you going live. What was the violation? She said it was a shop violation. Thank you so much, friend. She said it was a shop violation, so she would have to go back and look at what they gave her a violation for doing it. Anybody else? Thank you so much, Freddie. Say yep, 12:30 Eastern. Going live today at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Natty Nat, she doing her workout, the chair workouts. Awesome, friend. Natty, you are you gonna battle this week? You probably should do another battle, friend. I'll be live between 12 and 12:30 Central. Nice. Caregiving skills, all things C&A. Perfect, friend. That's awesome. So, Natty, you looking? Yeah, you should. You should. Natty, I'm just gonna say this verbally to you because I think you have, because you did that first battle, you grew a lot this month. So you might want to capitalize on seeing if you can get to the 100K diamonds. So just kind of take a look at that. Her content is all AI generated. I'm just wondering if that's the factor. Oh, yeah. If it's not about the product and AI generated, but about the product, yeah, that could be a big factor. Katya, you might want to go back and look at your content. If you're doing shoppable videos, you got to show the product, and it has to be you in it, not AI. That's what I would tell you. So just make sure you're showing the product you're promoting, but it's you physically showing it, or your hand is in it, something, so that it's not just an AI, um, photo image. I will go live today with a studio vlog in a coloring one later. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Going live at 8 p.m. Eastern and possibly pop up. Nice, nice. Hey, how you doing, Dee? Thank you so much for being here. Let us know when you're going live, friend. Let us know when you're going live so we can support as well. And so, Coach Rhonda, when is the scavenger hunt, Coach Rhonda? Hey, Kim Love Jones flying in. When is the scavenger hunt? I don't know why I'm missing, because you asked me to co-host with you too. You asked me to co-host with you next week. I think that's when co-host is happening. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Did I see my, no, did I miss it, Coach Jesse? Did you get filtered? Uh-uh. Oh, no, you didn't get filtered. What did I do? How did I miss that? 6 p.m. You're going live at 6 p.m. Central. Might do a pop-up. Okay. 6 p.m. Central. I messaged you back too, Coach Jesse. So let me know. We could talk offline. So about yeah, we'll talk offline. Thank you so much for the October. Appreciate you. Candy said we had a really good conversation today about how fragments work. Yes, I did talk about it. Um, let me. You said I responded. Okay, perfect. I'll take a look, friend. Um, Kim, I could recap in my 4 o'clock. I can recap in my 4 o'clock because I want to make sure I spend some time. I'll weigh on if I turn on my shopping cart. Mrs. Treetop, yeah, Mrs. Treetop, you coming in too? Yeah, my 4 o'clock. I'll talk a little bit more about leagues and the fragments and shields and stuff. So I'll go over it again. We'll talk through it just so that you guys kind of have a hopefully a better understanding about it. I mean, it's one of those things where until you start really paying attention to it, it's something you want to pay attention to, but don't let it overtake you. And then, like I said, you got to have the right room to make sure that you're able to continue to grow and level up. You want to really be strategic about your community as well as how they support, how you're engaging with them. I'll tell you, somebody asked the other day, does battling help? Battling does help because, again, it's the diamonds. I don't want y'all to miss the point. It's the diamonds. So if you're collecting a lot of diamonds because you're battling, you'll league up. You should. So, but it just depends on the time of day you're going live. What does that look like? How did you progress? All that should factor in. I'm going to have my shopping cart up when I'm teaching, but what if somebody asks to see something? You show it, pin it. Or you could say, you could answer and say, that's not a product I currently have. Because not everything in my shopping cart I have. I don't have all this stuff. So some of that stuff is readily available and I can show it and some I cannot. Matter of fact, I need to go and look because they had some really good fall deals. I was going to buy a couple of those things like the headphone Scully for my husband. I hadn't gotten it yet. But I saw it and I was like, ooh, I want to get that. But I need to go in it and order it. So yeah. Coach Rhonda, you said 10:23, which is Thursday. Scavenger hunt, 10:27, co-hosting a segment on my birthday. Oh, did I know it was your birthday? I was like, oh. I'm gonna go back and look at your message. Did you say your birthday? Sign it off. I have an awesome day in the TikTok streets. Thank you so much, Voice Guru. I'm about to jump off. Okay, you did. Okay, perfect, perfect. Did you see the clips that I sent in the launch chat? I need to grab them. I'm gonna post them. Thank you so much for reminding me. Because you messaged me too, so I'm gonna go back to our message. Let me do that now. Let me write a note because you know what? Since it's not highlighted, I might miss it. Let me go back. Mrs. Treetop. Because I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna post it, friend. I'm gonna post it. You said I never posted. What happened now? I never posted. Coach Jesse, what happened? I never posted what? I'm gonna see what comment got cut off. It got cut off. It just says never posted. So TikTok, the box battle. What box battle? I'm confused. What box battle? Okay, guys, I'm about to get off in a second. Ours. Okay. From a while ago, the Friends Learn. You talking about like in August? I missed it. You saying from August? I think that's what you're talking about. But let me come back at 4 because I actually have to go to the bathroom, y'all. Just that was TMI, but I do have to go. I have to go to the bathroom because I'm sitting here. I was like, I was gonna get off. I was like, let me get off. Okay. TMI, I apologize. But yes, let me get off and I will see y'all at 4 o'clock. I will be back. Okay. And I will make sure I connect with you all, okay? All right. So, all right, be back at 4. I'll talk about leagues and do all the things, okay? All right. I appreciate everybody. This was a great live. I love talking to y'all, so I will see y'all later. All right, let me go to the bathroom. Bye bye. All right, friends, thank you so much for being here. Yes, I do have to go, so I will see y'all later. All right. Appreciate everybody who's come on. I will chat with you later, okay? Bye bye.